Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description video for more details there. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread, and I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys, but we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice that we have in front of us to see where your focus should be as far as the astrology goes. So, see what we get. Okay, so we got Uranus, which is actually in your 5th house of romance, creativity. 11, so that's your 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes and wishes, and that's actually Scorpio for you guys. Nothing really going on there. And we have your sign, basically Capricorn, so you guys are going to be the center of focus in some way this month. Alright, so getting started with the main spread. We have the 3 of Wands, so this is actually Aries energy. Now, usually this is energy we call waiting for your ships to come in, because we see the guy, looking off in the distance. There's some ships off, and the thought is that he's a merchant who's waiting for the rewards of his work to come in. So that's one way that this energy could be playing out for you guys. Could just be saying that you've been working towards something and now you're actually waiting to see the tangible results of that work come in for you guys. If this is referring to a timeline, could just be saying that you might actually start to see those results come in as we move into Aries season, so toward the end of March and into April. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the High Priestess, which I usually view as Pisces energy, and the Queen of Wands, which is actually the court card for Aries energy. So more Aries energy popping up for you guys already, which for you guys is your 4th house, and then seeing this High Priestess energy here could just be saying that you might not see the picture clearly right now, and it could just be saying that, you might have to wait until we do get closer to Aries season for you to actually see the picture in full. So, especially if you're feeling like, if you're starting to feel like those rewards aren't going to come in, that might be a really good way to look at the situation. And that would make sense as well, as far as, the retrograde, it's technically going to be ending in a day or two after the time I'm recording this, and then it's still going to be in shadow, though, until around the middle of March. So, things will definitely start to seem a bit clearer for you guys as we actually get closer to Aries season. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 8 of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy, and 4 of Cups, which is Cancer energy. So, could just be saying this could be pointing to a couple different things. If it's tied to the same issue, could just be saying that you guys have been working toward moving into a committed partnership, but maybe you feel like the options that have been available to you haven't really been to your liking. That's one way I see that playing out. For others of you, could just be saying that, you might have had a heavy focus on work because you felt like the opportunities as far as dating and relationships go weren't really to your liking. So you're just like, well, I'm just going to work. Maybe even this is saying some of you have been working on yourselves because you felt like, well, there's not really anyone that I'm really vibing with when it comes to relationships, so I'm just going to shift my focus elsewhere. For others, you could have even just been considering going into work for yourselves because maybe, as far as partnering up with others, you might have found that, wasn't really working out in your favor. So a few different ways I could see those energies playing out. Past position, we have the 3 of Swords. So this is actually Libra energy, which for you guys is your 10th house of career and social status. So could just be saying that you went through some disappointments there. Like I said, I feel for some of you, maybe you've been putting in work towards something, but you're not necessarily seeing the rewards from that. So this could have led to that disappointed feeling, right? Like you're feeling like, okay, I'm actually being appreciated for the work that I'm putting in. That's one way I can see playing out. And of course, for some of you, this can be around romantic connections as well. Maybe this is you looking at your romantic lives and again, feeling that disappointment there, right? But maybe not necessarily sure quite how to go about fixing it at this point. And in the present position, we have the 2 of Wands in reverse. So this is Aries energy again. And when this is in the upright, this usually represents a fresh start towards something, taking action towards something, but with that reverse, we see that you're not quite ready to do that yet, right? And then that kind of makes sense as far as we do see the Three of Wands. So, maybe you're kind of on the fence. You're like, okay, I'm not sure that the work I've put in is being appreciated, right? But at the same time, you might not be ready to just completely start elsewhere. So this could be that little bit of a in limbo period you guys are in, waiting to see. Like, all right, maybe the idea has been planted for you guys. Like, maybe I'll just start some fresh somewhere else. But you're probably trying to give it a little more hope to see if things pan out the way you're hoping. All right, in the near future position, we have Strength. So this is actually the major arcana card for Leo. And for you guys, that represents your 8th house of, death, rebirth, intimacy, investments. So for some of you, this could just be, again, like I was saying, this could be for investments for some of you too. Now that I'm seeing the 8th house energy come into play. Or maybe you've had some investments you've been making and you feel like they haven't been paying off quite the way you hoped. And if that's the case, again, like I said, I feel like this is saying as we get closer to Aries season, you might actually start to see some improvement there. And that would make sense too, because the Mercury retrograde has been taking place for you guys in your 2nd house of finances. So, there could have been some confusion there, some uncertainty there, some shifting. And like I said, as it starts moving direct again and clears its shadow, some of those things might actually be corrected. So that's what I'm seeing there. For others of you, this could just be saying that maybe you're holding back around something, maybe putting yourselves out there in some way. Because Leo is the natural ruler of the 5th house, and we do see the Uranus energy there, so maybe you've been working on something, but you feel like the time to release it isn't quite yet, so that could be another way this is playing out as well. And again, maybe holding yourselves back when it comes to romantic relationships, because maybe you feel like you just rather work on yourselves for the time being. All right, and in the position of your influence on a situation, we have Judgment and the 8 of Swords. So Judgment I usually view as Scorpio energy, which for you guys is your, like we were saying earlier, 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes and wishes. And then with the 8 of Swords here, this is actually Gemini energy, which for you guys is your 6th house of work, daily routines, health. So this could just be saying that, maybe something's coming back around for you guys from the past and you're reluctant to actually address it. So that's one way I could see the energy playing out. For some of you, it could be a recurring health issue, given that, like we said, this is 6th house energy, and you have your the North Node is there, and Mars is going to be moving into your 6th house as well in March. So, you might have a flare-up of a health issue, but for whatever reason, you might not be addressing it. But with this in the upright, this does show that if you actually do take the time to address it, you could have some positive benefits around that. So something to keep in mind there too. Maybe for example, if you've been putting so much work toward your careers, maybe your health habits have been falling off a little bit. So maybe this is saying, this might be a good time to look at that and realize how the two work together, right? And for others of you, this could just be maybe even a connection from the past coming back around again, and maybe you're just not quite ready to reconcile with the person, so that could be why the blindfold is on there, because maybe you haven't fully recovered from whatever that disappointment was with the 3 of Swords in the past position. In the environment position, we have the King of Cups in reverse. So again, for you guys, Scorpio energy, which for you is your 11th house. So this can be around, friendships, definitely, but this is more of a one-to-one connection. Maybe this is actually representing that other person that you've been dealing with. Maybe they're actually opening up a little bit more now with this coming up in reverse. So I'm not really getting a negative energy from this person necessarily, so if I don't feel that negative energy, I view it more as, okay, King of Cups in the upright, while they do feel deeply, they won't necessarily express that. So with it coming up in reverse, could just be saying that that's them actually trying to be a bit more open with you. And that could be where that Judgment energy is coming from, where they're actually being a bit more expressive, and you just might not know how to deal with that at this time. Because again, like I said, maybe you're still recovering from a disappointment, or you've just been so focused on working on yourself that you weren't really putting much focus into romance. So that's one way I could see that playing out. And then again, like I was saying, for some of you, if this is around investments you've been making, Could just be saying that right now, again, there's some instability there. But like I said, some of the signs I'm seeing show that that will improve as we get closer to Aries season. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is more Scorpio energy here. And it could just be saying, you might have a fear around making the wrong decision. So, am I dealing with the right group, right? Are my friendships the healthiest connections I could have? Again, with investments, again, too, right? Where you're saying, all right, do I have my money or my time, my resources going to the right places? So could just be saying that there's a fear that you're not seeing the full picture. And quite frankly, I will say with that High Priestess in the challenge position, you might not be seeing the full picture right now, but it could just be saying that tap into your intuition and try to have a little patience and understand that the flow will start again as we move toward Aries season, which for you guys is your fourth house, and that's an intuitive energy there too. So makes sense in that regard. In the outcome position, we have the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces energy, the Knight of Swords, which is Gemini energy, and the King of Wands, which is Leo energy. So, interesting mixture of energies here. Now, this could be as simple as a timeline saying that, as the sun's moving through Pisces, and maybe even when Mercury gets into Pisces after it moves on from Aquarius, which will be taking place in March as well, you might actually start to feel a lot more stability and confidence if this is representing your energy here. Even though King of Wands is Leo energy, but I'm seeing this, for most of you, this is going to be representing you. So, again, I feel like this is another indicator to say try to be a little bit patient. Things will start to work themselves out. For others of you, this could just be saying that you really do want to communicate feelings to someone, and you're hoping that you're actually going to get that forward momentum with them. If that's the case, it could be a Leo that you're dealing with, or some fire sign, since we do see the Leo energy in the near future position as well. So that's what I'm seeing there. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Swords, which is the court card for Libra. So we saw the Libra energy in your past position. So if this popping up here, this is another indicator I feel too, like we were saying with the 10th house, if you had some disappointment around your career in some way, looks like that might be rebalanced as we move through March as well. So, and also keep in mind there's going to be a full moon in Libra toward the very end of March, so maybe that'll be a significant time as far as when you might see proof of that. So keep that in mind. And moving on to your oracle cards, technically two came up for you guys from this deck. So the first one we have is Poised. There it is there, the artwork, and the number is 48. Okay, it says being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. The oracle's message. You can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what you need to, your skills are sharp, you've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. So interesting message there as far as it said, the new phase of your life about to begin. So for some of you, there could be some resistance around that, given that there is that Two of Wands in reverse. So maybe that's what it is. You could be holding on a bit longer, like, I'm not quite ready to go. If that's the case, it looks like you will build in your confidence as the month goes along. So hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says, when you're confident and happy in your own skin, you are ready for deeper, more intimate relationships. You have nothing to prove right now. You are completely yourself and can handle anything. Love, friendships, and harmonious new connections are all present now or are coming in. You're ready to give and receive from the heart. This is a beautiful place to be. So interesting message there because, like I was saying, it looks like there might be a bit of a lack of confidence and feeling like you're not seeing the situation clearly as we start the month. But again, like I said, as it progresses, that Knight of Cups energy, especially to represent more confidence on your part, the Knight of Swords and King of Wands, those are all pretty confident energies. So it looks like, again, you'll come out of that eventually this month. The prosperity message says you have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing you are ready to step into your power, into your light, and into your service to the world. The direction you're moving in is your destiny. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align with your truth. With this truth, excuse me. So, Another positive message there. So yeah, like I said, maybe your confidence is just a little bit shaky, given all the energy you had going through your second house. It could definitely be around finances for some of you, but again, like I said, it looks like that'll be clearing up. And then the next card we have is Regeneration. So there's the artwork there. The number's 46, and this definitely makes me think of the Judgment card there. So we'll see what this is about. Okay, it says rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. The Oracle's message. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So definitely an interesting message there, and for some of you this might represent maybe a possible change in careers, because like I was saying there with that Three of Swords, that could have been some kind of a disappointment you've gone through in your career. Maybe this is saying that you're in that limbo period, possibly going to start a new job soon. So hopefully that resonated for you guys. The relationship message says the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what losses occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. So definitely a pretty positive message there as well. And I will say, as Venus moves through your third house communication and the sun as well, they're going to make supportive aspects with Uranus in your fifth house of romance and creativity. So that could be a more harmonious energy. And obviously, when they were moving through Aquarius, they're making square aspects. So you might see some improvement there as well. The prosperity message says, what happens when it appears you failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then, once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. It is becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start, a more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities, much better than those that came before, appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times when out of seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past, because you really are experiencing a rebirth. So definitely a pretty positive message there too. And this could just be residual effects of all the heavy energy you guys had in your sign. Obviously, Saturn was moving through your sign, and Jupiter as well. So it could even just be residual effects of all that heavy energy lifting for you guys slowly. So hopefully that resonated as well. And lastly, we have a Mudra card. So the Mudra you guys got for this month is the Trishula Mudra. There it is there. Keyword for it is destruction. Alright, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But under benefits, it says removes obstacles on the spiritual path, serves as a spiritual weapon against ignorance, laziness, doubt, egoism, attachment, and aversion. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the Mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there and we'll see you all next month. Alright, bye.